But I will say now, this blade does look shorter in the Megazord's hand than it does in the SoC comparison.
Alpha, the Falcon is back. Prepare for him a hard work with attitude.
Hello and welcome to the penultimate episode of Build the Megazord, where we are looking at issue 118 and 119 this week, and we are building the Power Sword, the glorious Power Sword. And here it is. Let's just take a moment for just the Power Sword blade to be on our screens. Yes, all wrapped up because this is how it arrives. It is nice and protective, but yeah, look at the shine on that. I really don't want to get fingerprints all over this. I mean, it is inevitable, but just look at the way that glows. It looks like the Naboo starship, doesn't it? From episode 1. But yeah, absolutely glorious. And it does come in 2 halves because we are going to start... yeah, does it come in 2 halves? Yes, you must be able to. Yes, you do. I really don't want to take this apart though, but the instructions say it does come in 2 halves because that is all that comes in issue 118, and then in issue 119 we've got the other parts here which make up the blade and some the handle and some of the detailing. Now I will say that this is not metal, it is plastic, so it is more prone to scratches and blemishes and stuff like that. However, this is a display piece we're building, not a toy, so it shouldn't, unless you want to play with it, you know, who am I to tell you what to do with it, but most people I think will just display it so it won't be kind of as beaten or as battered as the 93 one was, certainly for me, and we'll show you that in just a moment. But yeah, I can understand if some people are disappointed that it isn't metal, but if it was metal it would be heavy and maybe too heavy for the Megazord to hold, so I'm happy with the plastic. It looks fantastic. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but yeah, it's plastic and it looks fantastic. So I've just looked at the instructions and I was completely wrong, and I'm really glad I didn't try and force this apart. This is just one piece. This is just one piece. Do not try and take it apart because it is just one glorious piece. So what we do to complete and build and finish off this glorious Power Sword is, to start off with, let's just put the blade just up there for the moment. So the first thing we have to do, let's just get everything else out of the way for the moment, is build the handle. So the handle comes in 2 parts. We've got this part here and we've got this part here with this extra feature, and what we need to do is just line up the holes to the pegs and push that down. There we go. And then on this end here it's got a tiny hole for the, is that the pommel of the blade? Is that the official name? Have I used an official name correctly? Probably not. But the pommel, actually I'm not going to do that. God, that's the sharpest part of the whole blade, that part there. But that just pushes in there like that for that lovely little bit of extra metal. It's not metal, but you know, shiny detailing, shiny silver detailing there. We then get 1/2 of the blade parts here, and it's the half with the 2 larger circles. Or is it? Hold on. Yeah, it's certainly not that half. No, it's this half here with the 2 larger circles. And what we need to do is we just place the handle over there like that and just screw it down. So I'm just going to quickly and very gently screw this in. I'm not going to over tighten like I did about a month ago now, wasn't it? I ruined the kneecap of the T-Rex, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back to that video. I think it was 113 that I did that. So yeah, that is the blade screwed in there like that, and that is very secure, which is important because that is the only part that the blade is going to attach to. It is going to be enveloped with this other part here, and you see we've got these 2 pegs here, and we just line that up and we just push them in, and I hope that's a tight fit because I am not using super glue on any part of this blade, and it's a lovely tight fit there, which is very, very good indeed. So there we go. That's actually a really cool looking axe just on its own, I think. Oh no, we're going to make it into a sword, but that's actually a very, very cool looking axe. So what we need to do then is we need to push this part into this one solid piece of the blade. It's not multiple. We just push it in there like that. Oh, not all the way, just in there. How very, very interesting. Okay, so we put it in there like that. Then what do we do? Oh no, I'm already getting fingerprints all over it. No, I said I wasn't going to do that, but I also said it was inevitable. So then I think we screw down some parts here. But it's not dramatically clear how. So if we do that way, I don't suppose it matters which side. Oh, okay, yes it does. Right, so it's very subtle, but that hole looks slightly different to that hole because that one's got like a little thread part there. And then if we flip it around, it's on the same both sides. So, oh, I'm being really dense. Of course it screws into something, it screws into this detailing part. And I just want to say, this is glorious as well. Look at that gold. And I love the fact that it's not bright like yellow gold, it's really subtle, really nice gold colour. And of course, they will just go in there like that. So, in fact, let's put that in there like that. Flip it around, and you'll see that to screw that in place is just like that there. And I'm certainly, oops, not going to over tighten it, but I also definitely want to get it into the right place. And yeah, fingerprints all over the place. Just great. Oh, this is actually very delicate. Oh, I am going to do this off camera purely because I don't want to break it. So I'll come back with the finished power sword all done. And okay, here we go. I'm just going to do the last part on camera, and I have cleaned off all the fingerprints. It does attract fingerprints like no one's business, so just really be careful of that. So we've screwed it in there like that, this detailing part, and then to complete it we just push the detailing part and click that all in together, and there we have the absolutely stunning, very reflective, very shiny power sword, just looking incredible. Now we're going to put this into the hand of Megazord next week, so I hope you'll join me for that, but let's just do some very quick comparisons. Firstly, the one it is inspired by, the SOC blade, and you can see it is much larger. Let's just do this at a slight angle. It is much larger, but I will say now, and we'll show it off more next week, but in case I forget to mention it next week, this blade does look shorter in the Megazord's hand than it does in the SOC comparison, if that makes sense. The SOC blade is more oversized for the SOC. This one is more in line, I think, with the Telly show. But if you are expecting kind of like a giant oversized power sword for the bigger Megazord, it is slightly reduced in scale. Still looks amazing, but it is slightly reduced. And the final comparison is the 93 battered, bruised, played with power sword. Yeah, it's got some real big bad paint chipping there. The detailing wasn't painted accurate at all. You can see with the wear lines of where I've taken it out of the Megazord's hand. That white plastic, just stripping away all of the silver paint. And actually the silver paint, I got quite lucky. This is actually, I got very lucky with this because they're not all silver paint. Some of them are like dull grey plastic, so I did get quite lucky in getting one with the silver back in the day. But actually, look, I mean, this is how, I mean, they are the similar sized SOC and 93, but the 93 Megazord is actually bigger, but the blade is the same size as the SO3 one. So the SOC one is completely oversized. This one is more in line with the Telly show and more in line with the 93 toy. But yeah, there are all the power swords done. And all that's left to say is next week we're bringing them together I might leave that in. I'm sorry, that was a bad accent. But yes, next week is the final episode of Build the Megazord, so please join me for that, where we are going to assemble all the Zords and we're going to look at it in all its finished glory. So until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.